Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Arrow, episode 621, titled Docket number 11, 1941-73, which premiered Thursday, May 3rd, 2018 on the CW. I'm recording on May 6th. Happens to be my birthday, and I wanted to talk about Arrow. So, huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first. Then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes. I'm going to try to recap less and talk about my other points more. So let's see how I do. Start the clock and let's begin with what happens in this episode. So timeline wise, it is a week after the events of 620, and it was actually dated as May 3rd in the episode, or it was dated for at the end of last week's, because this episode reminder was the whole focus was on Oliver's trial, which was set to be done on May 3rd. So that's where the whole timeline thing came from. So the whole each episode breakdown is mainly focusing around Oliver's trial. So you see the members of Team Arrow testifying, or former Team Arrow testifying. You see a surprise visit from Tommy Merlin, who is actually Christopher Chance, pretending to be Tommy Merlin, who's pretending to be the Green Arrow instead of Oliver. We see Black Siren taking a stand against Ricardo Diaz, and it backfires. We also see Oliver confessing to his lawyer about being the Green Arrow. So there's that. Last moments of the episode show Black Siren attacking Ricardo Diaz before he muzzles her with a power dampener. Tidbit-wise, though, we have Oliver thanking Renee when his plan gets him released. Apologies were shared between the two of them. It looks like they're on the road of recovery between the two. Not sure to what extent that's going to go, but it's the first steps for sure. Also, Ricardo Diaz has new plans of killing Oliver and anyone who gets in his way now that he can't have Oliver charged for his crimes. So moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode. I would have to say that the reveal of Tommy Merlin's return would have been the shocker if it weren't for some very poorly concealed announcements, which I will get to in a moment. But otherwise, because I knew Tommy was returning in this episode, my most shocking moment would have to be the judge actually releasing Oliver due to cause of reasonable doubt, I believe, and then also finding out that Christopher Chance was playing the judge during that final ruling portion. So that was a huge surprise for me there. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments. First one was right off the bat in the episode. We start off with Dago's Black Ops mission. It was very badass. We see Dago really storming the ground and getting things done as he rescues a prisoner. Turns out to be Christopher Chance. But it was very interesting to see Dago embracing his new Argus job. So that was great. Another favorite was the fact that we got to see Tommy Merlin return in the Green Hood, even though it wasn't actually Tommy. I wish it was, but it wasn't. But it's just great to see his presence anyways. Last time we saw him was as Prometheus X in the crossover episode, so there's that. Another favorite was the fact that all the vigilantes were teaming up for Oliver. They were putting aside all their differences to kind of help Oliver stay out of prison, even though they still think that he's a dick. But they do believe that he doesn't deserve to go to jail. So there's that. Another favorite of mine was Black Siren actually standing up against Ricardo Diaz. Even if that moment was short-lived in the final scene of the episode, I'm glad that she managed to take that stand. So there's that. And another favorite was the fact that Oliver managed to say some very powerful and promising words to William before they believed that Oliver would be taken into custody. It was just great to have that father-son moment before the media swarmed in. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeve moments. Now, the biggest peeve I had with this episode was even before the episode started. It was mainly the fact that there were spoilers in the synopsis, which gets released 2 weeks before the episode airs. And with the synopsis, it pretty much revealed that Tommy was going to be back, because it announced that the actor himself, Colin, was going to be back in the headline. And I was like, okay. The synopsis was pretty small, I'll give it that, and it just said a familiar face. It just mentioned a familiar face. But because of that headline that said that Colin was returning as Tommy Merlin, that's a huge spoiler right there. So then it's like, okay, you just ruined the surprise right there. And then when you go to the promo, you actually have the reveal of who is under the Green Arrow hood, and that was a side profile of Tommy Merlin. And that was just like, what the fuck was that? I mean, like, even before I watched the episode, before anyone watches the episode, they already know that, oh, it's Tommy, that means it's going to be Christopher Chance, because there's no way that Tommy's still alive, even though they try to make that be the reason why Tommy would be the Green Arrow. And it's just like, it was such a huge disappointment, because you just couldn't keep that a secret, and I could have found the episode a lot more hyped up if, like, in the promo, they showed Oliver seeing someone else in the green hood, and then revealing it and have Oliver's reaction, but the camera doesn't show who was revealed as under the hood. So that would have been a great way to reel people in for the episode. And then the synopsis itself, if they just did not include Colin's name and just left it in a familiar face, then that would have been just fine. I mean, the way that they hid the identity of Prometheus X, no one knew that it was going to be Tommy. There was no photos of who was under the mask. There was no releases of any actors who were going to be portraying Prometheus. It wasn't until that moment when Prometheus X took his mask off and everyone saw for the first time that it was Tommy. That was the perfect way to keep that identity a secret. And I just wish that they did the same thing with this episode. And that's why it was such a huge peeve of mine. It was bugging me the whole week before the episode even aired, because it was just like, that was a poorly constructed way to market the episode, in my opinion, because not only did you reveal the big reveal in the synopsis, but you do also in the promo. So there's no reason for me to watch it, because I already know that Tommy's going to try to be the Green Arrow, even though I know it's not Tommy. So it's like, yeah, so that's the case. Also, another peeve was the fact that Ricardo Diaz knew of the existence of Christopher Chance and his special skill set of impersonating people. So that kind of sucked, and that he was ready for that chance. I just wanted that to be a win for them, but it turns out not to be the case. But anyways, moving on to what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode. Oliver's trial, for sure. Pretty much the whole focus of the episode. I mean, how could you not? So there's that. Random questions, though, very quickly. First one being, how can Black Siren be scared of Ricardo Diaz when she was under the reign of Zoom? I mean, it's like a lot of the times Black Siren forgets that she's a metahuman. And I had this question running through my head through the whole episode. And then I was so glad that the final scene was her going up against Diaz and using her sonic scream against him. It was very short-lived, yeah, but at least she used her power against him. Because if you think about it, in comparison to Diaz and Zoom, Diaz doesn't compare. Zoom was a lot more terrifying. He could kill you before you even formed your next thought. And Black Siren was working under Zoom for who knows how long back in season 2 of The Flash. So it's like, in comparison, Diaz is not that much of a madman in comparison. So it baffled me how she could be so intimidated by this guy when she has so much power within her as well. So that's one thing there. Second question was, did anyone else wish that Oliver just confessed to being the Green Arrow and really point out how much he saved the city, how much he saved the world even? Because, like, how many invasions has he stopped? I mean, he was thanked by the president herself last year during the Dominator invasion. He just saved their butts when it came to the Earth X invasion. I mean, like, as the Green Arrow, he has done a lot of good for this city. And it's like, I feel like he never gets any recognition for that. And yeah, he's not doing the Green Arrow gig to get recognition, but I feel like he's getting so harped on for all the bad. No one focuses on the good that he's done. He stopped so many invasions. He stopped so many massive attacks that no one else without the Green Arrow could have seen coming until it was too late. So it's just like, when is he ever going to get the props that he deserves for the last 6 years of service he's done for the city? So there's that. Another question was, why wasn't FBI agent Watson at this trial? I mean, first half of the season, she was really trying to gather evidence against Oliver, and then all of a sudden she's just not there for the actual trial. I mean, what the hell happened? I'm so confused with that. Another question was, I just realized something, but why does Oliver get so much scrutiny over killing someone when Diggle and Renee do it all the time in the field? I mean, in this episode, right at the beginning, we see Diggle killing everybody while he goes to extract Christopher Chance. And then every time Renee is in the field, he's always shooting at the bad guys. And I'm pretty sure they're not, I'm pretty sure they're kill shots he's sending them, not like certain not just injury shots or grazed shots or anything like that. So I'm just wondering why Oliver gets the most scrutiny when it comes to killing someone, and yet all of his other members can do just that and not get the same scrutiny. I don't get that whatsoever. So anyways, moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 622, it looks like Diaz and his men hunt down Team Arrow and shoot up their homes while they are in it. So he's really gunning for their heads now. And based for the synopsis, it reads that Diaz targets Team Arrow and their loved ones. There's the timer. Oliver struggles with Felicity putting herself in danger when she gets a chance to stop Diaz for good. It's a little worrying right there. But yeah, don't know how Diaz is going to go after the team, because wouldn't Oliver still be under media scrutiny and everything? But yeah, how much control Diaz has over the city is very disconcerting. But I can't wait to see what happens. But that's about it, guys. What did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions, but what you think is going to happen next. There's only 2 more episodes left of the season. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place, so go check that out. I am behind, but I'm good. I'm working on it. So, everything's posted there, so I do hope you check it out. Everything I post online is connected to my WordPress account. The link for that is down below. More organized over there, but again, it is a work in progress. I'm hoping to get back into it once a majority of the shows are done for the season. So there's that. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next time to see what to say about the next episode. But until then, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, everyone. Bye for now.